Alright everybody, Baron here, and we are back into Battlefield 1. We are going to be showing off some exclusive In the Name of the Tsar DLC gameplay. I've got this really crazy vehicle to look at and show off to you. This thing is an absolute beast once I figured out how to drive it and operate it, which took a little bit of time, but that was kind of funny and the fun of the experience overall with the assault truck, one of the new vehicles. We're going to be going over kind of the new stuff in the patch, but first I'd like to give a big shout out to EA. Thank you for sponsoring this video, for bringing me out to Gamescom, my first Gamescom ever. It is a convention that I've been wanting to go to for, oh man, it's gotta be like 5 years now. And this was my first one. It was quite the experience, made a lot of friends, got a lot of connections, got a lot of cool content coming out as a result for my attendance. So big thanks to EA for bringing me out and sponsoring this video. So anyway guys, In the Name of the Tsar, it's a patch that's coming out September 5th, pending, you know, a few things. You know how that business stuff goes. And it will include a number of things, including, like, there's like 5 maps, a bunch of new weapons that are all Russian themed, including my personal favorite. There's this one pistol that is literally a chopped down Mosin Nagant rifle, but in a pistol form, and it's a nice one tap. But it is bolt action. Can you imagine a bolt action pistol? Yes. It's in here. It's kind of one of the more unique and kind of like very Russian themed weapons. There's a bunch of new modes. There's some updates to the RSP. There's tweaks, fixes, but the thing that I usually take the most, pay the most attention to are the new vehicles. And I've got to say that this assault truck is pretty cool. But among them, there's the Ilya Muromets. I hope I pronounced that right. The heavy bomber, the biggest bomber of the war that was produced by the Russians, for the mother Russians. And that is like, it's 4 engines. It is a massive beast. Now, if there's anything of this patch that you would like to see in future, content, future episodes, because I've got a ton of footage to show off for you guys, let me know. But this assault truck, I tell you what, it is one of the goofiest things because it's got this artillery cannon. Well, there's different, what would you say, loadouts you can do, as is typical for all vehicles in Battlefield 1. But I tried out the anti-tank one, which fires an AP shell, so it doesn't explode. So if you're going for infantry, you've got to do direct hits, which I was able to do at times. And then also there is the one that kind of has this star shell, for lack of better words, which is like an HE round, and explodes, and it's a nice fragmentation, shrapnel type star shell, what I would call. And that one's fantastic for infantry, and it does a little bit less damage if you encounter other vehicles. So this is one of the new maps we're going to be showing off, and this is, I just go on an absolute tear. I just destroy stuff in this thing. It was so much fun driving around, and like, this is literally my first game playing it, and I start off kind of slow, and then, as is typical of my nature, I'm a slow starter, but man, do I finish strong. And this game, in this battle, in this vehicle, that's kind of how the narrative went. And I got some really good shots, including on like some of my favorite Battlefield 1 friends and players, So it was always fun to come up against people who play Battlefield 1 on a regular basis. And then me, who's, more on the indie scene these days, kind of just hop in and still be able to hold my own. Just by, being able to play off the kind of the social cues and just the observations of the battlefield. And getting a really cool vehicle. But I always try to get the new vehicles and check them out. Like, I remember when the You Shall Not, or They Shall Not Pass, not the Gandalf patch, but the French DLC came for Battlefield 1, and I was using that French tank destroyer, and then the Char 2C and stuff like that. But I've got so much good footage from this event, so if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, I can go back over my footage, find it, and make some content on it. So anyway guys, I'm gonna leave that here. Once again, thanks EA. Gamescom was awesome. Let's do a quick recap. The In the Name of the Tsar DLC is coming out very soon. When you see this, it'll be about, what, a little bit less than a week now. And very excited for it. I think that the maps that they put, because I'll be honest, I think Battlefield felt the pressure to do a really strong DLC, and really put a lot of effort and really attention to detail and just like overall fun factor, really up the fun and wow factor of this patch in order to get people back into Battlefield. because, I mean, we're just overwhelmed by games on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, new games, right? So I think they did a really, really good job with it. Some of the maps that I've played in this patch were the best ones that I played in Battlefield. I thought that the French DLC was, like, map-wise, was like, oh, ho-hum, right? But I remember, like, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. The only beef that I have, I'll just say this, is when these DLC patches come out, why are there no single-player campaigns? Because I'm a big fan of that, and can you imagine, like, you get operations and different game modes, which kind of can give you the story, like, because this one, In the Name of the Tsar, there's a big portion of the maps where Russians are fighting Russian. It's the Russian Revolution, which happened in 1917, like, right near the end of World War I, and all of a sudden Russia's like, yo, bro, we gotta fight amongst ourselves right now. We gotta deal with some issues that have been lingering for a while here. I just wished I could see that in a single-player format, in a mission narrative, especially for future DLCs. They've said that one's going to be like nautical and amphibious stuff. Like, are we going to get? I mean, if we're going to get, you know, the Turkish campaign where the British land and all that stuff, like that's World War I D-Day. I want to see that in a mission. Anyway, guys, let's get into the action.
We have lost.
A sentry gate is available near your location. We have taken objective Charlie. We have lost objective Apple.
Вижу солдата!
We have taken objective Butter. objective apples. We have lost objective butter.
Это аэроплан!
An anti-vehicle kit is available near your location.
Вижу их, солдат!
We have taken objective butter. Halfway there, we have the upper hand.
Осторожно! Снайпер!